Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from today. My name is Phil Karcher. I'm a Director of Product Management responsible for Webroot Security Awareness Training. I'm also joined by my colleague, Ken Thon, who is a solutions consultant and an expert on our security awareness training product as well. And we're excited today to give you an overview of the new Webroot Security Awareness Training experience in the console, which is going to go through a major update at the end of this month. We're also joined by two more of our colleagues, George Anderson, a Director of Product Marketing, and Shane Cooper, who manages our solutions consulting, and they'll be helping answer questions along the way. So please, use the Q&A function to ask anything along the way. If we see it in time, we'll answer it in line, but George and Shane will also be answering those questions via text alongside. So I'm just going to go into a few slides here about the solution and the market, but we're not going to kill you with PowerPoint. We're going to get over to the demo soon enough, delivered by Shane. But let's proceed to the next slide, please. Ken, thank you. If you didn't know already, phishing is the #1 tactic used in data breaches, and this has been the case for a number of years. Yes, the technology to block phishing from reaching people's inboxes continues to improve, but the operators sending phishing emails are continuing to get savvier. Technology doesn't stop every phish, and it's particularly challenging when it comes to highly targeted spear phishing and BEC, business email compromise attacks, more personalized attacks, which are more likely to slip through those spam filters. Almost every nation-state attack involves phishing. So phishing is the #1 tactic in breaches, and furthermore, if you look at this chart on the right, the #1 vector for malware is email. So another good reason why you want to be training your users to watch out for what they're clicking on when it hits their inbox. By the way, this data is from the 2020 Verizon Data Breach Investigations Report, a great resource we like to check out the trends every year on the rise of different threats. If you could go to the next slide, please. The benefits of security awareness training are clear. This is from a survey which we ran in November of our customers, asking them what benefits they're seeing, and this is how they ranked them. And so, 97% of users are seeing one or more of these benefits. People get that this helps, and it's not just about reducing people's click rates on phishing simulations, which we do see. You see on this chart on the left that over the life cycle of running phishing simulations, people's click rates on those phishing simulations will go down, as you expect. Globally, we see it go down by 64% from the beginning, to over a year of training delivered. But it actually has impacts on real security, right? In reducing people's susceptibility to clicking on real phishing emails. Our customers report this. We also see impact on security in general. We can see in our own database that our customers who are using Webroot security awareness training, in addition to Webroot endpoint protection, are encountering less malware in their environments, in a given period. So, security awareness training is very much about culture change. It's about changing user behavior to do things less risky, and not just related to phishing, right? Security awareness training teaches things like good password hygiene and other important topics. You can see the #1 benefit reported here, more suspicious emails being reported, kind of signifies that people are not just ignoring emails, but actually actively reporting them if they see something suspicious, right? So the opportunity with security awareness training is to extend your security team from just a few people or from the IT organization to everyone in the organization more broadly. So next up, I'm going to give you some things that I want you to look out for, a little bit of a preview, which Ken will be showing you in the demo. We know that you're probably not specialized in training. We know you probably have other responsibilities on your plate. And so our goal is to make training, security awareness training, as easy and as automated as possible. So we've done a number of things in this area, a lot of investment over the past year plus, including this introduction of Azure AD integration for user provisioning. One of the first things you do when you're running a security awareness training program is getting the users you want to target with that training into the system. And this makes it easy enough to synchronize your users from your directory on an ongoing basis, right? As new users come into the organization, they get synced. As people exit, they're taken out. And so you always have the confidence that you're sending training to the right group of people. We have this capability to auto-enroll users into training. Say you have annual training or required training that everyone needs to take, and you just sent out the training campaign, but there are a few stragglers who just came on board and didn't get it. If you had designated that training as auto-enroll, you'll automatically send those training campaigns to those users, and everyone was included. Next up here, the ability to send the same training campaigns to multiple clients, if you're a service provider managing multiple customers, or if you're managing multiple locations in your business. We have this unique ability to set up multiple accounts and target them simultaneously with training. And this is a differentiator for us. Our competitors, some of them have multi-tenant consoles, but you have to go into each client or each account and set up training for them. We make it possible to take the same phishing simulation or the same training campaign and send it at once. And we have customers doing this to thousands of users across hundreds of customers at the same time. Really a huge time saver. And then I would be remiss if I didn't touch on our content library. So we've made a tremendous investment in content over the last year, more than doubling what we had in the catalog since January of last year. And we produce our own homegrown, award-winning Webroot training content, informed by our own threat intelligence. We're very proud of it. But we also partner with a couple of vendors, SAP Litmos for a lot of our compliance training content, and Ningio for what we call episodic content, a lot shorter form in content, 4 to 5 minutes in length, based on real-world events, ripped from the headlines, a new episode every month, meant to keep employees engaged, with security top of mind, and really entertaining, with Hollywood writing and Hollywood voiceover talent. So something our clients really appreciate and look forward to seeing the new one every month. We update this content on a monthly basis. We're introducing new courses, new posters, infographics, new phishing templates sourced from real-world attacks. All of our phishing templates are based on real-world attacks. We are not making these things up. And there's over 250 of them in there. So that kind of gives you a little bit of an overview. This summarizes what the platform provides and some of our differentiators. But I'd like to turn it over now to Ken to take you through the demo.
Thank you, Phil. First of all, yes, this is our business management console that is cloud-based. You can access this console with any browser and easily manage your endpoint protection, DNS protection, and security awareness training. Our security awareness training includes phishing simulations, compliance training, and a comprehensive training course library. Now, first of all, each individual site, as you can see in this multi-tenant console, includes its own security awareness training console where you can create campaigns for that specific customer. However, we also have a global campaign management console where you can create campaigns, whether it's for phishing or for training, across either one or across multiple sites at once. So it gives you a lot of functionality, especially if you're an MSP, for example, to create campaigns and send them all at once to multiple customers. Now, first of all, we provide a very simple setup that you can run. If I click on subscriptions here, it'll give you the status of each individual site and whether security awareness training is active, if it's inactive, or if it was on trial, it'll show it in this area as well. It'll provide how many targets you have imported into the system. Then if you click on these 3 dots, you have this little gear that will take you to the settings page for that specific site. Or if you click on this button, it'll take you to the security awareness training console for that specific site. In this example, Apex Technology. However, if I click on the link for the site itself, you will land in the same pages as well. Let me show you. So basically click on that site, go to Security Awareness Training, and this is the page where you can set up SAT for that specific site, in this example, Apex Technology. First of all, you can activate it by simply using this slider button and select whether it's a full subscription or if it's a trial. In addition, we have the Azure Active Directory integration, very simple integration where you simply activate our app within Azure and simply use this tenant URL and secret token that we provide to synchronize Azure AD and be able to provision the targets from Azure over to our Security Awareness Training console. Additionally, if not using Azure, we also provide a manual setup where basically you can download a CSV template for Excel, very simple template that you can populate and then import accordingly. And we also support the LD format for Active Directory. So a lot of methods to basically set it up and get ready to start creating campaigns. Now, if you notice in this area, you can also validate the email domain that you will be using to send campaigns and also to access the breach report. Then basically, if I click on breach report in this area, it's included with each individual site that has Security Awareness Training active. It's a dark web report that provides information by specific domains and specific email addresses for any compromised data in the dark web. It's meant more as a report that you can use to provide additional justification for security awareness training on that organization. Additionally, as an example, email addresses is a very common issue in the dark web. If you're getting a lot of spam email, for example, more than possibly, that specific email address has been compromised in the dark web. So you're getting a lot of spam emails. Be very careful with those because there's a high possibility that those would include a phishing email and a phishing link that you can commit a breach and fall victim to that specific phishing email that is sent to that email address. So very useful. And again, provided with any security awareness training console that has that site activated. Now, if I click on this button, it's going to take me to the Security Awareness Training Console for Apex Technology. I will focus on the Global Campaign Management Console today. But first of all, I wanted to show you a quick navigation of the individual sites. A good use case for utilizing the specific individual site for a customer is, for example, I have many MSPs that may have a customer that wants to administer and create their own campaigns. So that specific MSP can give them what is called a site-only admin access to this console, and the customer can not only administer but create their campaigns accordingly. So that's a very good case that an MSP can basically provide to a customer. When you go to this specific console, it'll show you any active campaigns. You can get reports from this area as well. You can create new campaigns where there is a phishing simulation or a training session. It includes programs functionality, where basically it's a way of creating a preset of a number of campaigns where there is phishing or training, or a combination of both. Create that package where you can specify a start and end dates and who to send them to, and basically automate campaign delivery as a package. Then if I click on domains, when you validate a domain, it's going to list it in this area as well. Typically, one organization will have one specific domain. However, if that organization has multiple domains, by all means, you can also add multiple domains for that organization and then import the targets, as I'm listing here. The first three fields are mandatory. The last one is not. However, you can use tags to identify the group that those individuals belong to. At the global level that I will show you in a minute, we provide the distribution list that Phil mentioned that gives you the same functionality. You can create distribution list and then target specific groups where there is a phishing campaign or a training campaign. So functionality is available at both levels. If you click on courseware, it'll show you all the training courses that we provide. And we have different categories. We have security courses, compliance courses, for example, for HIPAA, PCI, CCPA, GDPR for the European Union, IT skills, for example, for Office and SharePoint, and even business skills, for example, customer service training courses. Then if I click on posters, we also provide very nicely designed posters that you can download even during the trial. Let me show you one of them. They're very nicely designed, and they're meant to basically maintain awareness around the office. You can print those in different sizes or attach them as a PDF file. Very useful and included with any account that has security awareness training active. Now, if I go back to console, I'm going to show you the global campaign management console, where, as I mentioned earlier, you can create a campaign whether it's for one site or for multiple sites at once. So first of all, I can click on security awareness training on the left column in this area, and you will land on the overview page. It'll show you how many campaigns you launched recently, how many were phishing, how many were training. In addition, it'll show you the status, whether they're active, ended, or perhaps you can create a draft and save it as a draft as well. The type, whether it's training or phishing, the name of it, who created it, duration, where you can have a start and end date, or you can have it with no expiration, and then close it manually when you're ready. Additionally, the high-level activities. Now you can click on any of those campaigns, for example, on this one, and it'll give you a real-time summary report, where basically it'll show you the details of that specific campaign, in this case, a training campaign, and how many individuals completed the training, perhaps started but have not completed, and perhaps it was delivered but they haven't started at all. That can be exported to PDF or to CSV. The same applies for phishing. I can click on this link. It'll give you the summary report and the details, and then those specific activities from those individuals. It's worth mentioning that phishing campaigns can include a lure page, and as I'm showing on this one. So you can have it with or without a lure page. But if you include a lure page, it'll show you how many people clicked on the lure page as well. So basically, the email was delivered, the individual opened the email, clicked on the phishing link, and then clicked on the lure page as well. So what that would define very high-risk individuals that you can target with additional phishing campaigns or with a training course. You can export that to PDF or CSV as well. Now, if I click on Content Library, the courses are organized by the categories that I mentioned earlier. Our focus, obviously, is with the security courses. However, we have the compliance courses as well, HIPAA, PCI, CCPA, and so forth. IT skills, for example, Office, SharePoint, IoT, and business skills as well. We're consistently adding courses to this library, as Phil mentioned earlier, on a monthly basis. Now, if I click on users, you can also manage users from this area. As an example, I can select this site, Apex Technology. You can select individuals and delete them if necessary. Otherwise, you can click on Add Users, enter them manually, use the CSV template that I mentioned earlier that just simply download it, populate it, and import it into the system, or set up the Active Directory integration, Azure Active Directory. So very, very simple, not only to set up, but to manage accordingly. One great functionality that has been implemented is the ability to create groups or distribution lists, as we call them. And basically, you can use that to target specific target users based on the needs. A good example, for example, you can have a group of new hires that you can target with specific training courses or phishing campaigns for that matter. Additionally, those who have failed phishing simulations is another good way of targeting by creating a group or a distribution list. Very simple to create. You simply click on the plus button, give it a name, and select the targets from that specific site, save it, and you will have the ability to create campaigns and target accordingly. Now, if I go back to Content Library, you can click on any of the training courses. It'll show you the description, the length. In addition, you can preview the course right from the console. I'll run this one for a couple of seconds so you can see it. All of these training courses are fully narrated and interactive. Then at the end of the course, the individual will receive a certificate of completion. This one covers these topics that will come up in a second. Additionally, if you like that specific training course, you can simply click on Add to Campaign, give it a name. Then you can select any of our training invitation emails. It's worth mentioning that any template that I show you is fully customizable. Whether it's a training invitation email or one of the phishing templates, by simply clicking on the Customize Template button, you will get this WYSIWYG that you can use to add your own graphics, your own wording, and basically personalize it. The training course is already selected, and here's the functionality at the global level where you can send campaigns across multiple sites or by specific distribution lists or groups. Let's say that I'll select this one in this area. Then you can specify a duration where you can have a start and end date, or leave it with no expiration and close it manually when you're ready. Additionally, if using Azure, you can enable auto enrollment, and any individual that you add in Azure Active Directory will automatically be synchronized and will receive the training invitation email as well and be able to take the training course. Now, if I specify a date as well, let's go ahead and specify this range. You can also specify reminders, whether it's daily or weekly. Let's go ahead and select daily. And the final step, we have the functionality where you can send a preview to yourself to make sure that it's exactly the way you want it. When you're ready, you can go ahead and launch the campaign or just save and close it as a draft. I'll go ahead and launch this one so you can see the workflow of this specific campaign. Here is created. Launch date was today. It'll expire on the 30th. Then if I go over to one of the specific targets that I was in that distribution list, they will receive the actual training invitation email. They simply click on this link and it'll start the course. And there you have it. Very nice workflow to go ahead and run the training course. Now, if they don't complete the course, let me go ahead and close this one. They will be able to come back and resume where they left as long as the campaign is active. So a lot of functionality in that area as well. Let's go back and let me show you how to create a phishing campaign. Go ahead and click on the new campaign button. Give it a name. Then we have over 250 phishing templates that you can select from in many different categories. For example, let's search for Microsoft. Let's see as an example. Password has changed. This is a good example. Then when they receive the phishing email and click on the phishing link, you have different options. You can have them go to a broken link page that is a 404 error page. In this case, they wouldn't know that it was a phishing simulation. However, the reports will show you who actually opened the email and clicked on the link. Another option is to select alert page. that basically is an image that looks like a form. And as soon as they click on that image, then you can have them land on the final landing page. In this example, an infographic to educate them about phishing as an example. And as I mentioned earlier, all of these templates are fully customizable as well. Next step is to select the targets. I'll select the same distribution list again since I'm using that specific example for one of the targets. Specify the schedule where you can have it with a start and end date, or leave it open and close it manually when you're ready. Enable the auto enrollment if using Azure. And finally, send a preview to make sure that it's exactly the way you want it. Launch it if ready, otherwise save and close it as a draft. I'll go ahead and launch this one as well. And here you have it. It's listed in this area. In a second, the specific individual will receive that phishing email. Go ahead and open it. They'll think that they need to change the password for Microsoft. As an example, if they click on a link, it'll take them to the actual alert page. And as I mentioned earlier, that's optional. You can have phishing simulations with alert page or without. But in this case, if they click on the alert page thinking that they need to enter their login credentials, it'll take them to the actual infographic, giving them information about all the different types of phishing attacks. Going back to the console, let me go ahead and refresh it so I can show you the summary reports for those. As I mentioned earlier, they're real-time reports and capture the data within a few seconds of launching the campaign. So I click on this on this link. It'll show you the details, the alert page, the landing page, and those individuals and the last activity taken by that specific individual. So highly functional, very easy to not only set up, organize, but manage accordingly. We also provide what is called historical reports. If I go over to reports, scroll down to security awareness training reports, let's select the last 60 days as an example. It'll show you in this example all the phishing campaigns that each individual participated on, and whether they opened the email and clicked on the link. That can be expanded by individual as well to get the details of the specific campaign, the dates, and whether they opened the email and clicked on the link. If the phishing simulation had an alert page, it'll show you how many people clicked on the alert page as well. Very useful for maintaining efficacy stats and also following up with individuals that are demonstrating not to be highly aware of what to look for in terms of phishing simulations, or on the next report that I'm going to show you on training campaigns. Run it and it'll show you the details as well for those individuals by specific targets and the specific training campaigns that they participated on. So here you have it. Training campaigns, whether they completed or not, and the same applies. You can expand it to show additional details. So at a high level, and to summarize, our security awareness training includes phishing simulations, compliance training, and a comprehensive training course library. We provide a lot of very high quality training courses and phishing templates. The breach report that I mentioned earlier, that is a dark web report. The high quality posters that can be downloaded and printed in different sizes or attached as PDF files. You have the ability to customize any template or use them as is. The Azure Active Directory integration, auto enrollment for those campaigns, the ability to create distribution lists to target specific groups, whether it's for phishing or for training campaigns, real-time summary reports that I showed you, and also the historical data reports. And finally, the SIT management console that is designed for ease of use, very easy to set up, organize, and manage accordingly. It's worth mentioning that we provide a fully functional 30-day trial No limitations whatsoever. You can use all the training courses, all the phishing campaigns, and target as many individuals as you want for that specific organization. So more than welcome, if you haven't signed up for a trial, to go ahead and sign up. Or if you're using security awareness training already, you will see this new look and feel when you get into the business management console towards the end of the month, which will be implemented and available for everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I believe we have the Q&A section open for any questions that anyone may have.
Yes, we got a bunch of questions and we've been trying to answer them along the way. I'll just pick up some which we haven't yet answered in the chat. There's a question about automating sending reports after the campaign is concluded. And Ken showed you this capability we call programs, which allows you to chain together a series of training campaigns and or phishing simulations together, and kind of the object which encapsulates those together we call a program. That allows you to schedule the report to go out at the end, of any of those campaigns, at any of those touch points. So that's available today. We also have on the near-term roadmap the ability to do that just for any campaign, right? Without having to create a program around it. And so that's coming relatively soon as well. There's a question, is the behavior of landing pages customizable? I.e. you can receive a message when the user just clicked on the page versus just typed in and uploaded data. So with regard to your specific question, we can notify you based on, obviously there's the reporting which shows if users clicked through the landing pages, if they clicked on the landing pages. We have an option to also alert, I believe, immediately, as soon as a user clicks. So in that regard, yes.
Correct. At the site level, when you create a campaign, you can specify notifications. When they open the email, click on a link and so forth. So that can be automated. Absolutely.
There's a question, are there plans to add Microsoft 365 apps training such as Outlook? We have, as Ken showed, an app in the Azure Marketplace for Webroot Security Awareness Training for Azure integration. We don't currently have any plans to do other apps at this time. Will there be access to the presentation later? Yes. I don't know, George, if you're still there, if you can comment on how everyone will get access to the slides and the presentation.
Yes, what we're doing is actually all these sessions are being recorded. This one, or actually we're doing one this evening, it could be either of them, but I think likely this one. We'll put it up on the business community site. So if you go to Webroot community, you'll be able to access that and go in and re-look at this recording. We're also being very diligent about publishing the Q&A. So we're going to publish all the questions and all the answers that were given, so that you can have the basis of the recording. But actually, if you haven't seen, I think we've had 14 or so, maybe 18 odd questions. So you'll see all those and all the answers that came back to them. So yes, that will make that available. And as I said, just go to the business community and you'll find that there.
Oh, I'm reading now the question where someone asked if we have Microsoft 365 apps, and I think they're asking if we have training courses about apps like Outlook. We do have some in the IT skills category, training courses on M365 and Microsoft Office Suite. Not a lot. You can see here, okay, Office 365 and SharePoint, Excel. Yeah. primarily our content is focused on security and compliance, and we have some other things in IT skills and business skills. But you can see what we have there.
Do you want to mention anything about trials at all? Just if people want to do a trial, you know, maybe.
Yes. Someone asked if is this available today? I mean, yes, this is available today. What we're showing you here is a preview of the improved UI, which is coming out in a couple of weeks, less than 2 weeks, and some additional features. But this is available today. There's a 30-day free trial, which gives you full access to the platform. There's no gating of features or content. You can check out the full thing. In fact, we recommend our customers to use the trial to run a phishing simulation, a baseline phishing simulation. That's really best practice to prove the need for this solution. You can run it, see who clicks, and establish who are the high-risk users and who needs training, and that kind of proves the value in itself.
Yeah, the dark web reports there as well. I think they can run that in the trial as well. I think, is that, am I being accurate there, Philip?
Yep. Everything's available in the free trial. Which is available today. When does the new console come out? It comes out on the 27th.
Yeah.
And you will get it automatically. There is no action you need to take to get it.
Yeah, unfortunately, because it's a brand new platform and we're moving to a brand new platform behind, if you like, the UI UX as well. There's no transition. Hence, we're going through all these sessions, all these preview sessions around all the solutions, just to make sure everybody's happy with, you know, how it works. And obviously these can help act as tutorials as well later on for people. So, but all the documentation will be complete and everything will be ready for the swap over on the 27th.
Someone's asking, what is the seat minimum? I don't believe we have any seat minimums. Obviously, there are discounts for more seats, but you guys can correct me. I don't think there's any seat minimum.
It's not a seat minimum, but I think the first charging structure is 1 to 10, if you like. So it's maybe 9 seats, 10 seats, if you really. But I mean, there's really not a minimum in that sense. Great. Is that all the questions? Are we happy, everybody?
I think so. I haven't seen any more come out in the last couple of minutes. And so I think yeah, we can probably wrap.
Yeah, so I'd just like to thank obviously Philip and Shane and Kenneth for sort of working so hard in the background to do this today. I'd like to thank you all for attending. I hope you found it very, very useful. And as I said, we will publish this within the Webroot business community, so you'll be able to go there and have access both to the Q&A and to this recording if you want to replay it at your leisure or share it with somebody else. So just thank you again for coming, and we hope you're going to enjoy the new console, and we hope you're going to really enjoy using security awareness training too. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you all.